Hey guys, what's up? Joker doing another tier video. As you notice, I'm probably either sort through this a bit. So I'm doing the Final Fantasy XIV trial tier list. Obviously, spoilers. Just through 5.4. They didn't add anything in. I'm pretty sure after that in 5.5. So you look at it right now. These are all going to be the extremes. I'm going to be talking about it as synced and unsynced. Obviously, unsynced. It's going to be a joke on these little 50 ones, but like I'll rate them for when I played them synced. I've completed all these synced except for the current tier ones. I actually haven't completed any of those, so I'm not gonna rank them. But rank their extreme versions. How I rank them is normal because I've done all of them synced. All the normal ones synced. So yeah, so I'll be going back and forth to this tab to just help me out with the names, just because I can't remember everything's names, especially those old level 50 ones. Like these two right here. I mean, not this. That one's like that's Needhog. So but yeah, I mean like this one, that one, that one. I mean, they have like these weird names. So let's start with Hell's Career since it's right there. I think Hell's Career is honestly a C. I really like what I do like about it is in how I'm gonna be rating it is in terms of how difficult it is. I think honestly in how good it is. Like so I like Hell's Career mechanically. You know what? Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna have it like that. Yeah, so Hell's Career is still a C. I feel like I like the design of it because it has nice mechanics that you haven't seen, but they're kind of easy to like go through, but like people get confused by, especially the Phoenix Feather one, the Dance Evolution thing. I think it was kind of cool, like thing to put into a fight. So it's kind of like you know easing people in. It's not you know, I mean it's a little easy part, and then when you get to the end, people always fuck up that middle thing where like they all fall into it. It's not hard. If the tank just go all the way back so you don't get blasted in there. I really liked it. It had a lot of good mechanics. The fight was really interesting, really visually appealing too. I think it was like just a great difficulty wise thing to do. It had great mechanics you didn't see, and it still wasn't really that hard. Um, let's go with Lakshmi. I think Lakshmi was an absolute joke. I did it synced. I think I do take unsynced into account also with synced. Lakshmi is just a complete absolute joke, synced or unsynced. I think the fight was kind of just stupid, to be honest. We just like click that one thing every single time. It's like it was kind of like it was kind of an raid, and it just is not hard. It's super quick, especially when you do it unsynced. It is very quick. I did not like it that much, and I didn't really think it was that much of a challenge. Thornmark, I think, is a C. If you don't know what you're doing, you can really fuck it up. I kind of liked the Moogle aesthetic to it as well, and I just enjoyed it. Now here's the first one I'm gonna go. Battle of the Big Bridge. Um, I kind of think this is also a C. It's just a lot of the same things. Mechanics. There's like it's kind of different from a lot of other fights. You have to keep beating them back, Gilgamesh all the way back, and it was kind of it was kind of like out of left field when I was doing the Hildebrand quests. Getting these different trials, and I thought it was kind of cool. Um, Battle in Big Keep. Okay, so this is it again. It's just the same. Only I think the bird was there to help you out, help Gilgamesh out. So it's like I felt like it was just a C. Ifrit, I think Ifrit was cool. It was your first trial, so I think that's why I rated it a little higher. Um, you know, um, the extreme version I thought was really, really cool. Again, visually, aesthetic wise, I liked it. I think the spikes thing at the end was kind of cool. You always had to take it down. I don't think it was really difficult per se because it's pretty straightforward. But like, unlike Hell's Career, you know what? I think I'll do this. If it goes to C and Hell's Career is B, I feel like Hell's Career is better representative of B than Ifrit. Um, But yeah, so let's do Great Hunt. I think Great Hunt is not an E, it's a A. I really like this monster over crossover thing. The not having the ability to heal, I think, made it an extra bit challenging and kind of weird for people to develop to. I do think it's easy. I don't understand why people have struggles with it because it's really not mechanically hard once you figure out what to do. You know, kill the big monster, sit behind him so you don't get burned to death. Stay out of being in front of Rathlos so you don't get run over and stunned. Always heal yourself. You have 10 of those. Like, I don't think I ever got close to running out of them. But I just really liked the fight in general. I think it was a nice inventive thing without using Final Fantasy mechanics. You threw in some Monster Hunter mechanics. Yeah. Okay, so that's another Shiva. Okay. For some reason, they have a lot of those level 50 ones. I don't know why they put in all three for them. That was weird. But yeah, Shiva. I think Shiva's also an A. It goes back to I think Shiva was like probably the only one I died to when I first did it, and I really liked the music that was going on. That's interesting to talk about. Like, I really liked the music change that happened in it. I really liked the fighting. I think it was kind of weird being frozen sometimes. Um, the sliding all over the place I think was weird and interesting. This was the first one that had it, so yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just really liked Shiva. I just really enjoyed doing it all the time, and I don't think like I said, I don't think this is like hardest to hardest to easiest. I think honestly, this is me just saying, hey, which ones are the best ones that you just like really enjoy, and like Lakshmi to me epitomizes E in a lot of different ways. Shirayu. Shirayu I have an interesting experience with because I had to do this fucking 99 times to get the stupid mount. Um, but generally, I think Shirayu is also a B. I thought it was really good. You know, the white mechanic thing was interesting. Where you have to do your tank swap and shit like that. And in an unsync, you really don't need another tank. But I liked it. You know, I liked it both synced and unsynced. It was really enjoyable. I mean, that's what made it like not that bad doing it 99 times because the trial was actually like really good, and I didn't mean to put it behind Hell's Career. It was better than Hell's Career in my opinion. Let me get Jade Stoa. I think Jade Stoa was also a B. I think it's just a little more simpler to deal with than Hell's Career and Shiryu, but I still like how there was a lot of these different mechanics being introduced, like how you're flying in the air, you have to dodge the shots and stuff like that. Um, you have to deal with a tiger. It's been some time since I did this one. Um, you know, I just also liked his design. I thought it was really cool. So, you know, yeah, I thought that fight was also a B. It was a really enjoyable fight. But Jade Stowe and Hunt's Career, I got those mounts really quick, so that's why I haven't done them in forever. But yeah, Garuda I liked a lot too. I think Garuda was a B. I think it was just better in step up to C. Uh, Ifrit, because you know Garuda, she in the extreme trial she would introduce those two things. Her two sisters, you'd have to deal with that, the blooms and stuff like that. I just like the Garuda overall in general. I think it was the appropriate amount of hard too. Is the also the important thing. There's another Garuda too. I don't know if that's the Unreal. This is not Unreal. This is World Leader Extreme. I think World Leader Extreme is a C. I think why I don't like it is because you can't do it by yourself. In Shiva, I don't think I've ever been able to do it unsynced by myself. But I like Shiva a lot, just in general. So it's like that's where, and I'm not really unsync is like such a tiny factor to me. That's like a tiebreaker factor. Um, but World Leader, I don't know. I just didn't like it. It was kind of weird. It was like you go here, beat him, then you have to activate the generator, then you have to go the right way. I don't like I don't like trials that are like you die if you can't figure out which way to go sit on or something like that, because then you get blasted off. I just don't like that. I think that's a stupid mechanic. Um, and that's the difference between Hell's Career. It's like you know which direction you need to be going in order to not die and being flung off. So I feel like that's the difference between them. Striking Tree, I thought was a B. I think it's better than Garuda. I I like the mechanic. You know, I tanked it. I've tanked it many times. It's very straightforward, especially since the person who taught me this really helped me out. Really knew what they were doing. It's like, okay, I get the stacks. We have to kill this thing. We have to kill the ads. We can't get shocked and stuff like that. I really liked it. I think it was my first extreme that I did for a mount, and I really liked it. Striking Tree a lot. So yeah, and then Kugane O'Shea. I think this one was a really interesting thing. It also had a lot of weird mechanics you didn't see, like you'd be turned into different things. It kind of built upon those other ones in the Hildebrand quest line, and it was a little harder. I'll say I have every single time I've done it, I have wiped at least once or twice. It's not because of me. It's just generally it's a harder raid to get your head wrapped around, and I just appreciate that. That it was a really interesting raid compared to all these other Hildebrand ones, which I do think are C's, just because I think they were just generically decent enough. Let's do Tic Tac Toe. I think Tic Tac Doc was like a C. It kind of does what I just said. It's a very generic fight. Oh, he's gonna come crash down, sit in a spot that doesn't have anything in it. Just beat him. He was kind of in the motions type trial. But I do like it. Again, I think aesthetic and song in the tracks really help out some of these trials, and I feel that's why Tic Tac Toe is better. Naval. Naval, I think, is a D. It goes to the point of World Eater. Only I like World Eater just a little better because, like, Naval, where it's like there's so many unfair things where it's like you just get blown off. It's like I don't like that. Like it's just so annoying. And then dealing with the boulder bombs, dealing with somebody getting trapped. It's just an annoying file to do. I just I didn't like it. I don't know what to say about it. I don't like it. I still don't think it's as bad as Lakshmi because there's just some type of challenge toward it, and Lakshmi is just a complete joke. This is Final Steps of Faith. I'm gonna go with. I think it's a B. I liked it a lot. The different mode changes when it goes from dragon to like human Estinian form. How huge he is in comparison to like all the other people. I think that was a really interesting way to deal with. Okay, yeah, this is the normal version, and then this is the extreme version. But yeah, I just like it, and also I thought Needhog was like a cool enemy just in general. So yeah. Odin, I can't rate. I only did it unsynced. I've only done Odin unsynced. I don't think I ever did it synced. But I will say this, I think Odin was like an A tier. I think it goes back to aesthetics, mechanics, and stuff like that. But just also keep in mind, I have only done Odin unsynced. That's, I think, the one raid I've only done that. I haven't gone back to it just because it's like, no, you're gonna be waiting like an hour to get a queue for it. Containment Bay, whatever the fuck. This is I'll just call him the demon. I think this one was also a B. I thought this was a cool raid. Just all the mechanics that were there. You start at the top. It's like, oh, this is kind of a basic fight, and then you go down, and it's like, oh shit, you have to be more involved as a tank, more involved as a DPS. It was just a very interesting raid to do, and I like, the philosophy that was like going on in the background. Somebody was like, I remember hearing this, the warring triads were like parallels to like religion and stuff like that. I think like Sephiroth is like Judaism, um uh whatever the fuck her the chick, the angel, I guess is what she was called, or she was like Christianity, and I think, I don't remember what this guy was supposed to be, but I don't know if it's Islam or not. But I thought that was a really interesting part too, and how he's talking. And I don't know. I think that also just appeals to me. It makes the trial better if like the character you're fighting is like more interesting, and like having dialogue that is like interesting. The soundtrack, I think, honestly, that's what made the demon like really interesting. Just to like fight. I like the mechanics. I like the fight overall, and that look at the angel. I I put her at B, and it's kind of weird and confusing for me to put her at B because she has an ability where it's like, oh, you can get knocked out, but like hers is like very fair again because it's like telling you where to go. I never like sometimes I would fall off, but some like most of the time I would not fall off. And it's just like it was very easy to deal with, and I just enjoyed the fight too. I thought it was really interesting. Like I said, Sephiroth, I think, was a C. It was fucking annoying fighting that dude. Some people just did not know what to do with it. The mechanics would get confusing. When you had the soak, when you didn't have the soak, it was kind of annoying to deal with, and that's why it like kind of like takes it down from being a B. Um, Shiryu, I thought that was an A. That fight was so sick on so many levels. He was such a big enemy to fight. The music was great. The mechanics are good. I just really enjoyed this fight. It was just so good. There was a lot of different systems you had to deal with. Um, it's just hard to complain about it. Now Borales, I think, is a D. I think also what is this one called? Cape West one. Okay, yeah. I mean, those are both D's. They're a joke. You just straight up kill the enemy. Actually, they should be like F's. You literally just kill the enemy straight up. It's just so boring. Um, Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi honestly annoyed the fuck out of me, but I really liked it. Its mechanics are really cool. Like when you had to do the lunar thing, you had to make sure you place those meteors in the right area, otherwise everybody would die. Switching back and forth between sides, I thought that was it seemed easy in like just talking about it, but it was like really like more applied and more involved. I liked I liked the dialogue that was going on with her when she was like talking with Gotsetsu and stuff like that, and then looking at her parents and Asahi. I really liked it in general. It was just a complete trial in terms of having the story, the soundtrack, and the mechanics of fighting. I really liked it. Yeah, and I think I need to organize this better. Yeah, I think that's it. Um, Thornton's Reign. Um, I think I think Thornton's Reign is honestly like a D. I think it comes down to like the when you're beating him down and you're knocking him down, and then it's like, oh, you have to just not beat him down, and his like little gal pals come out. Definitely, I think also like the unsynced version really like weighs in my mind, but I remember the synced version. It was kind of like unsynced. You're literally just sitting there for 2 minutes doing nothing. The synced version, it's kind of the same, only you do have to pay attention because you'll die. I didn't like it. I thought it was a weird choice not to have a continuous fight against them, and then just have the gal pals come in and bring in different mechanics. I think that would have been better rather than have Thornton just like disappear and then these idiots just like just go attack him. I didn't like that at all. Um, didn't I already do Sephiroth? Yeah. Oh, this is Ultima Weapon. Ultima Weapon. I really liked Ultima Weapon. I thought it was a B. It was a really cool fight. Like I've said about it, when it comes down to mechanically, it was cool. The song was cool. The whole aesthetic of fighting him was cool. Also, the unsynced version is super quick. It is like the quickest level 51 to do. Um, so yeah, there's that. Okay, there's Great Hunt. That one. Um, so this is, what is it? Um, Hydra. So I feel like Hydra was like a C. I don't. It's kind of weird. I don't remember it that well. But I remember it. Actually, I'm just gonna put a leg down here. I remember it being a pretty basic fight too. Uh, Thunder Surfer. Uh, Jordan again. Actually, don't know which Thornton is extreme, but I'm pretty sure it's that one. Bismarck. Bismarck, I think, was also an interesting one. I like that as a B. I do like it as a B. I just liked, um, fighting him, booping, and then acting. Actually, I think it was a C. I think it was kind of lazy in that way. It was like it's kind of the same thing with like Thornton. It was like you're fighting him, but you really not. Like you just have to survive basically, and not be stupid when activating the shield, and then using the dragon killers. Um, I don't know. I just didn't like it. It was my first bird though. Bismarck was my first bird. What the fuck is it called? I just remember Reveille. Yeah, Pool Tribute. That's the thing. That's the name. I think this raid was sick. I think this raid was really sick. The whole thing where like the blade comes out and you have to block it. Other people have to like, the tanks have to go do their thing. The DPS have to do their thing and hitting. Um, I've only done this one time, so I can't remember it that well. But I know as a tank, you had to go take the bubbles while the DPS and the healers, like the healer would heal the tank, kind of sometimes. Um, and then you also have to attack the thing. I really liked that. I thought that was just a sick moment. Um, in a trial, it was something you didn't see because it was just like so grand. The fighting, I really liked it. Actually thinking about it, I think it's a B because like that was the only cool part about it, but the rest of it was kind of just like a basic fight. Um, Damn, what is that one, dude? I don't know what that one is because it's not Jade Stoa. It's not any of the Shadowbringers ones. Oh, a Relic Reborn Chimera. Okay, yeah, Chimera was like a straight up fight, dude. It's not. It's nothing special. Uh, what's that one? Steps of Faith. Oh, I like Steps of Faith. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, you just stop him from like moving on and stuff like that, and he was like such a giant enemy you had to fight too. I thought that was a really cool one. Now like I said, I was like no normal versions, but like if it has one version, I'm gonna let it just stay in there. If it's like an extreme, but if it's an extreme, I'm gonna put the extreme because obviously the normal ones are fucking easy. All of them are, except for the ones that are on tier like this. Now I'm gonna be using the extreme ones, but no, I have not beaten any of these synced or unsynced. I mean, I've beaten the normal ones synced, um, but I have not beaten the extreme ones synced or unsynced. So I'm just gonna rate them. I think the Valkyrie one was sick. The What I do not like about it was that you drop him all the way down and then he just gets a full bar. I hate that. I'm docking him for that. It's just stupid. Um, but yeah, I think the whole fight was like really cool, just like to experience. Memoria Misria, I think that was an A. This was the one time this guy was actually like a cool character. The fight had a lot of different things you had to do, and I liked it. Dancing Plague was fucking annoying to do. That's why it's C. I always fucking wipe on that and it pisses me the fuck off. Seed of Sacrifice was so fucking dope. Same with Hades Elegy. I mean, not Hades Elegy. Well, actually, yeah, Hades. Seed of Sacrifice and Hades. These both were sick fights. I really like the whole thing where it's like, oh, you have to call up your spirit friends and just go up and fight. I thought that was really sick. What is this? I think I don't want to get them confused. It's like one's diamond, the other one's emerald. But yeah, Cinder Drift and Castro Meridium. So this is Cinder Drift and this is Castro Meridium. Oh, they don't have Diamond Weapon Cloud Deck, dude. Because I like Cloud Deck, so I'm gonna use. I'll just say this Cloud Deck. I think was an A. I think going between the different platforms was a sick thing to do. But yeah, I didn't do the extreme version. That thing is 510. Fuck doing that, dude. Nope. I should do the raids next. That'll probably be the next one I do. It's just I saw this one first, the trials one. When I was looking for the raids, they were all terrible. Like ones I probably have to do it myself. So Cinder Drift, I don't remember much about it, but I think it was just a pretty basic thing. But Castro Meridium was kind of a cool thing, fighting. That entire world, Sorrow Wilt storyline was really good. I thought it would. Here's the thing. I think the fights from Stormblood were better. You know, the whole Kami thing. But the storyline sucked. I think the Sorrow Wilt storyline was great, but the fights for the most part sucked compared to those Stormblood ones. So I'm really interested to see what they do in Endwalker, because that side story Extreme Trials thing I think is a really interesting thing to delve into. But yeah, I think people are going to be a little split on this, but you know, this is what I definitely think are like the best ones, not the hardest ones, the best ones in my opinion. It's kind of weird getting to S, and I was like, I just don't think Tsukuyomi is an S. I think Tsukuyomi and Shirayu, you can talk me up to getting them as S's. I think Odin, a lot of people think that's an S too. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what people think. No tears to show. Oh, there's not enough. So this is it. This is the definitive list. When you tell your friends these are the best trials, give them this video, because this is it. These are the best trials. This is how you rank them. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. You know, please like and subscribe, helps me out. You know, tell me what you guys think is your 3 best trials. Which ones you thought were the best, not the hardest. It's like hardest and best. I mean, that can be mutually exclusive, but it doesn't have to. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. So bye.